Marcus Blockus.
Joe came out and said he gave $1 million to Liza, and he never gave $1 million to Liza. But when you're in a lawsuit, it's all subject to proof. So we asked for the proof, the checks, the bank statements, whatever it was to prove that he supposedly gave this $1 million.
Thanks for tuning in. Got to talk about this Wack 100 Fat Joe situation. Big Pun. Saying it's been rumors for a minute. Fat Joe took a lot of money from Big Pun. He didn't give his wife anything when she when Pun passed, when she was asking and needed help. She was in a shelter and all that kind of shit. Wack just basically exposed it. Now, my thing is, how do we look at this? Do we take Wack's word for it? Or do we take Fat Joe's word for it? Because mind you, Fat Joe been in interviews couple times saying like he done gave her $1 million when Pun died. She need to get a job. She's saying he lying, like off the rip. Like basically, she couldn't believe when she was hearing on the radio that he actually was saying he gave her money, knowing he didn't. He's saying an album dropped after he passed, as far as Pun, and that money he gave her the advance. And she came back asking for more money, and he gave her another check. So like, she's saying this shit is all lies. So who the fuck is telling the truth? Now this is the thing. They went to court. She was in an interview with her lawyer. I think it was her lawyer, and they basically was explaining that they went to court, and judge was basically telling Fat Joe and him like, you got to show us paperwork or you know, bank exchanges and all that shit. You know, show us anything, proof that you actually did this. And they never showed proof. So she got granted rights to his publishing and all that kind of shit, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't show proof, like, you should have proof. If you give somebody $1 million, it gotta be some kind of I forgot the word I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? But basically like footprints. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, nah, it's track paper what's the word I'm looking for? Paper trail. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. But I salute Wack. This is what I like. Like, sometimes I be going against Wack, right? But this is what I like about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas be scared of niggas. So niggas don't be trying to, niggas feel like Fat Joe gangster and shit like that or whatever. So they don't want to say nothing to like go against the grain that make niggas like blackball you or want to beef with you or this and that and the third. And like they was saying, what Wack is saying, like, they was basically blackballing her. Everybody that she was trying to get her a movie deal and all that shit or help her out, they was like basically slaying her. I'm saying everywhere she went, Fat Joe was blocking it. So Wack being like who he is, as far as like he got pulled in the industry, and then on top of that, he's one of those niggas that he don't give a fuck what niggas think. He gonna do him, and he like controversy, and he know like that's gonna keep him in trending. So he gonna do what he do. And honestly, he was saying some real shit. Like, the nigga's dead. He been dead for like over 20 years. It's like his family need to eat, especially if that's true. Like, niggas didn't feed her and his kids, like, they need to eat. You know what I'm saying? They need to enjoy life, really. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with Wack on that. You know what I'm saying, if this is true. But yo, that's just my opinion on all this shit, man. This shit's wild. You know what I'm saying? This shit kind of crazy. I need to know y'all's opinion. What y'all feeling about this? What's true to y'all? You know what I'm saying? Comment below. Let me know something. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And another thing, man, I got a new channel. Look up Marcus Blackest. Marcus with a C and Blackest with an EST. I'm saying that's another channel I got. I'm saying I'll be doing vlogs and shit on that. Y'all can subscribe to that too and fuck with me. But we about to take it up a notch. I'm about to start doing a lot more, man. A lot of comedy skits, a lot more music. I'm saying I'm trying to make some moves. So support a brother, all right? It's your boy. And it's Marley and my films. And I'm out. One.
I just looked out for New York and got the Big Pun deal done. With New York was blocking that lady. Y'all had her homeless and fucked up. Nobody had no money.
Oh, hold on. You talking about his baby mother?
On my mom, I just did her deal.
Yeah, damn, you gonna fuck over a lot of people. A lot of people gonna be upset.
I just did Elijah's deal. It's locked and cocked, nigga. It's done.
Man, you better.
You said you cool with nigga. Fat Joe been blocking everybody.
You said you cool with Pistol Pete from Terror Squad.
I'm cool with Pistol Pete and Joe. I call Joe right now. He know.
You know they don't fuck with them people. That's what I'm saying.
It don't matter. That's that man's wife and his children, bro. That's that man's story. Stop blocking them and let them people. The people was homeless. What kind of niggas is you niggas? That man is dead, bro. You robbed him for $4 million already. I seen the works. $4 million you never gave his wife and kids none of his 30% cut. 1.2 million should have went to his wife and kids. They was homeless in a homeless shelter. When you New York niggas gonna stand for what's right?
I think a lot of people don't know the details of that shit. Like, you a businessman, so you gotta explain it to people. You gotta put it out
right
there.
Now, bro. Listen, right now, if Jim Jones, let's say Jim Jones was signed to Fat Joe, and Jim Jones died, right? Jim Jones' contract say 70-30, right? Fat Joe. Every $1 million come in, 300,000 go to Jim Jones. When Jim Jones died, he got his wife, he got his kids. That ain't for Fat Joe to keep the money. Am I right or wrong? You look up and his wife and kids a homeless shelter, you won't give them a dime, and you niggas still won't call it right or wrong.
That's a fact.
What we talk? So then she come to a L.A. nigga, a Cali nigga, a Valley nigga, and say, "Wack, this is my problem. They block me. The building want to do it, but they say they don't want to be Lou, and they said we fuck the relationship with Fat Joe. Hold on, get on the phone. If they tried to call in, they say, hey, Wack 100 called this deal in. So you talking it up with Wack. Our relationship with Wack is impeccable. We doing the deal because Wack told us to do the deal. They ain't the deal. The woman start crying, bro. 4 years they've been blocking me, Wack. The whole New York didn't want to help me. I had to come out here to fuck California, and you, the one they say don't like New York, don't fuck with people, and 48 hours made my deal happen. Man, you niggas is twisted, bro.
Man, you think you should touch that, man? Because have you spoke to Fat Joe about it? Because I would speak to
Fat Joe about shit. I spoke to the son, the daughters, and the wife. Who is Fat Joe when it comes to the daughter, the sons, and the wife, bro? Think about your family. You dead. You're dead. Your wife and kids sitting here, and every building they go into, Fat Joe is blocking it because of his influence. They broke, bro. He getting the money and won't give her cut. She can't fight him in court. Till finally somebody took the case pro bono and did a forensics investigation on the finances and saw $4 million came in, 30% should have went to this lady, and he kept the money. How you think she ended up with the catalog and the rights? When the judge seen that, he said you got two options. Pay the woman her money and start paying her what comes, or turn it over and sign off. He didn't want to pay her the $1 million and some change. He turned over the catalog and the rights. They not telling y'all this?
He said something like that on Drink Champs, I think.
It's obvious she got the rights. Think about it. You think he just gave it to her? When Fat Joe said I gave her $1 million, when Fat Joe said I gave her $1 million, they said provide the proof. He couldn't. They gave him 90 days to bring it. If I tell you I gave somebody $1 million, it's going to be in my wires. It's going to be a check, something, bro.
But I don't know, man. I can't comment on that, man.
I know y'all don't never like commenting. Y'all niggas is
I don't know, because I don't know the business. You telling me the business of the situation.
I'm telling you what it is.
Yeah, so that's that, man. That's foul. Big Pun is a legend. Where I'm from, I met Big Pun when I was 10 years old.
You niggas is mad because I'm making sure.
There's a Big Pun documentary coming out, and it's stirring up a lot of controversy, and his wife is getting a lot of interviews because of it. They say that she's living in a shelter. Now, people, especially on Twitter and all that, they're asking us, how can this be happening? Why doesn't Fat Joe take care of her?
That's a great question. What happens is, after Pun passed, we put together an album. She told me that she was broke. Now, mind you, Big Pun made millions and millions of dollars while he was alive. He spent a lot of money, 10 Mercedes-Benzes, 10 motorcycles, whatever the case may be. I had no clue that he was broke. She steps to me and she says, Joe, I'm broke. We got no money. I said, well, listen, people not going to feel sorry for you because you're Big Pun's wife forever. I'm going to get you some money. Now, what do you do? So she tells me, I like to do hair. I said, well, why don't you go to school for doing hair, and maybe you can open up 2-3 beauty salons and continue to support your family, because no one's going to continue to pay your bills because you're Big Pun's wife.
Maybe for a while in the beginning, but not forever.
Exactly. The point is, if I died, I don't expect no one to give my wife $5. We do the album Endangered Species.
Right. Which was after
No
Pun
one
died.
got paid on this album after Pun's death. No producer, no studio, no rapper, not me, no one. The full advance, which was hundreds of thousands of dollars, went to Liza Rios and the family. So after he passed, she had hundreds of thousands of dollars. I thought I did the right thing, Cypher.
Right.
Like, I thought I did the right thing. She spent the money unwisely, right? She comes back and says, Joe, I'm doing bad again. We give her a check out of our pockets. We say, yo, we got to take care. Because at the end of the day, Pun's my brother. I take care of over 30 people for the last 15 years. Like, 30 friends that they got to pay their family bills. They got to pay their rents. They got to pay whatever. Why wouldn't I take care of Pun's wife and Pun's kids? You understand?
Of course.
So now she comes back for another check. I look out for her. I write her a check. Now, the controversy happened to where, how could you expect to live off of Big Pun's name, being his wife, and you putting out DVDs of him pistol whipping you, and you calling him an animal, and you calling him a beast? This is the problem I have with Liza Rios, is that at the same time of saying, I'm Pun's wife, take care of me, I'm Pun's wife, she's just
ran his name through the
basically
mud.
disrespecting his legacy.
Right.
Like, if you have problems at home, and which to everybody, I don't believe that no man should pick up their hands for no woman in the universe, and I never seen him do that personally. So after this DVD, she knows why mine and her communication has stopped, because I felt like that was disrespect to Pun, to his kids, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, she is Pun's wife, so I never wanted to go back and forth with her and make it look ugly, because I wanted to respect Pun. But it's been 10 years later. Every time I drop an album, she comes out with a full press explosion at Fat Joe, you know. Joe. Fat Joe, he sucks. The truth is, I did the right thing.
Well, but Joe, here's the thing. This is the tough part. What do we do now? Because the story is that his kids, your man's kids, are in a shelter. A, do you know if that's true? And B, regardless of Liza's mistakes, what can we do?
Whenever I've tried, let me tell you something. Whenever I tried to reach out to the family and stuff like that, I would love to have his kids in my house. You understand what I'm saying? But they've been brainwashed to believe that Joe robbed them, that Joe ain't take care of them. I have royalty statements. I have never made $1 off of Big Pun since he passed away. She, honestly, and I don't want to start this because I know what it's going, she has to find a job somehow, some way. She has to find a job.
So how do you guys come to the conclusion that Fat Joe or Jelly Bean Jams owes Big Pun any royalties, any money? How do you come to that conclusion?
Well, we came to that conclusion mostly on the publishing side. So Still Not a Player or Don't Want to Be a Player is just one of the songs. So there's a catalog of, over 200 songs that were subject to that deal between Joe and Jelly Bean. And when Pun died, technically he was due in advance for the album that was coming out for the publishing deal, and they never paid that money over to Liza. We did an audit as well in the context of the lawsuit to try to determine, the money that was out there, and the audit determined that there was over $2 million in royalties that was unpaid. Now, we don't know who took those royalties, and we've never said anything about that. I think one of the confusions and one of the reasons why we want to do the media here is because what happened is that Joe went out claiming that he gave Liza $1 million when Pun died.
Right.
So this is really the genesis of this issue about the money in Joe, right? It's not so much that there was an accusation that Joe was stealing money. It's that Joe came out and said he gave $1 million to Liza, and he never gave $1 million to Liza when Pun died. Nobody gave Liza $1 million when Pun died, right? And so in the lawsuit, we asked for proof, although we knew he didn't do it. But when you're in a lawsuit, it's all subject to proof. So we asked for the proof, the checks, the bank statements, whatever it was to prove that he supposedly gave this $1 million. And of course, he did not have any of that proof.
As when Pun passed away, I came to Joe humbly and asked him, hey, you know, he passed away. How do we go about this? How do we find out about what money is owed?
The money.
Before Pun passed away, he was asking about his publishing. Where's my royalties? Where's my publishing checks? You know, he was asking for his payment, you know what I'm saying? And he never got paid. You know what I'm saying? So I continued to ask what Pun was asking. You know, that's what he wanted me to do. So, you know, so I asked humbly Joe, like, hey, well, how does this work? Like, let me know, show me, you know, teach me, like, where do I go? And as time went on, he avoided the situation. And then he went on with a narrative about me and then saying that he gave me $1 million publicly. When he started saying that, I knew that there was something wrong because I'm like, I know he ain't giving me $1 million. So why are you saying that publicly that you're giving me $1 million? You know what I'm saying? So
Marcus, Blockus.